So back to make a hopefully a real quick case for the undesirables, just to try and give like an idea of some numbers here. I think that now that K series swaps are becoming more readily available or more readily easily to do because over the past couple of years the price on things have gone down thanks to some generic knockoffs and just because availability. So again, talking about the base model VTEC heads or the base model economy VTEC heads for the base series K series engines, and even I guess you can consider base model for the LS, the B18s, the non VTEC heads. I think we're finally getting to a point where the B18s, especially, they're I think at this point most of those heads are coming from old CRVs. Well, we're going to get to we're going to get to the point where we're quickly getting to the point where even those are going to be hard to come by. In the past 24 hours, I've had 2 requests for those heads, and I think I have 3. One of them I let rot in the weather. 2 of them should be okay, but I got to dig them out and go over them and whatnot. And like a decade ago, those heads I wouldn't pay more than $25 for. Like they were just that shit. But I think we're at the point now where everybody's making big power, so it's not like most people are not grabbing these things because they're trying to run NA. Most of the people are going boost nowadays. So once you start talking turbo, most of the time like your engine your engine, despite the fact that it may be the lower power version output NA, it doesn't really matter once you start, upgrading the parts that would break when you start adding power to it, and then it's still going to make the same results. It just may take a little bit more boost or whatnot, but you're still going to get the same results. And generally speaking, most people are looking for that 400 plus to 500 horsepower build anyway. I know that the society's been numbed down because we see so many 7-second cars, we see so many 1,000 horsepower builds. It is a lot easier and more common nowadays, but it's not still a very cheap and easy thing to do in general. This is still very big money builds, a lot of big money builds. So a lot of times you can make your 400 or 500 horsepower and on a super good budget if you just pay attention to the smaller things. I still have a lot of people in my DMs that are talking about spending a lot of money that they don't need to spend to reach the power goals that they have, which again brings you back in full circle with the K series base model heads. Guys, we're seeing a lot of these VTEC killer engines running out there. We're seeing a lot of this shit with just base model parts that are making good power. And again, it justifies it. Like if you're going NA, you're getting similar results if you would have a K28-2 or an RBB head. And if you're going boost, it's almost irrelevant. All right. Because you can upgrade your valve springs and retainers on those heads just like you would an A2 head, and you can use the VTEC cams if you're VTEC locking, and it's not that big a deal. Like you're gonna have again very similar results, and if you're boosting, you're gonna have the results you want. Now, I'm saying this because eventually we're gonna get to a point where the base model stuff is gonna start to get expensive too, because it was 2023, guys. A lot of these engines have been out of production for quite some time now. When was the last one of these made? Like before it started to switch over to modern K series, or what? 10 years ago? 10 years ago, right? When did the RSX go out of production? Was it 06? Was that the last generation? Right? Something like that. I don't know. I can't remember. But again, guys. You're gonna make similar results with the base model head, and if you're building a K series on a budget, again, advocate that as the way to go. Simply because the fact that a real VTEC head isn't gonna make you huge jumps in power, and it's gonna cost you way more money. It's easily gonna cost you twice the money, right? So VHPengines.com, you can see base model heads there for sale for $500. Now, $500, it may seem like a lot for a base model head, but you have to understand, the cost of the head itself, the machine work, and the cost of like valve seals, and then the labor time. Honestly, guys, I barely make like $100 off this, because shipping as well, because 9 out of 10 times I'm shipping it to somebody. So there's not a lot of profit involved in there, but that little bit of profit would be able to be recycled back into getting other parts and whatnot. So plus I like building stuff, so it's always fun to assemble a head. Yes, it doesn't come with the rocker arms and cams, but you know, if you wanted to buy the whole, you know, cams I can't guarantee because cams are coming up hard to get. You know, so it would be, I would be willing to work out a budget deal, a discount to if you were going to get a complete head, like with the rocker arms and everything and the cam towers. So, you know, if you're going out there to buy a true VTEC head, true VTEC, you are going to be spending like $600-700, and there's a very strong chance that it's not going to be a complete head because of the fact that the cam towers and the rocker arms are all interchangeable. People tend to take those and sell them separately, and rocker assemblies for those VTEC heads tend to go for, you know, $200, and the cams tend to go for $100. Cam gears 50 plus. So if you factor in that cost plus the machine shop and the valve seals and whatnot, you're looking at like $1,000 to $1,200 for a head. And if you're going to stay NA, you're barely going to see a power difference versus, like, to say if you're going to go with a VTEC killer setup. And again, I say VTEC killer, you know, just even stock for stock, you know, like base model pistons still in the block. People are making 210 horsepower consistently with VTEC killer, which is not far off of what a K20A2 or K24A2 will make. You know, K24A2s, K20A2s and K24A2s typically make around 220, 230 wheel horsepower with bolt-ons and tune. So a little bit of horsepower difference versus what you're going to feel in the car versus how much is going to hit your pocket. So again, I know we got more budget-minded K-Series builders coming up here. One of the last videos is uploaded. A guy made almost 300 horsepower on a VTEC killer setup. So you could definitely make power. That's not an issue, guys. And again, I guess just a heads up, if you got a B18, I'm not saying rush out to the market to sell your fucking P75 head for $200, but I'm just saying this as like, if you're somebody who's potentially looking at a build later on down the line, it's not a bad idea to hoard a little bit of stuff. Just that way it saves you buying things when you're ready to do your thing. Yeah, so again, vhbunions.com. Yes, you can purchase there. I do add a tax for the website because the website charges me a fee for every transaction. So if you want to get, if you want to come shop VHB Engines, look around there, see if you see something you want. DM me on Instagram. I will let you know about availability of parts because everything built wise is made to order. And then as far as pistons, valve springs, all that stuff, I have to check and see with the distributor to see if things are in stock. And then I can send you an invoice. You're still going to get like an official receipt through it's a PayPal Goods and Services, you'll save a little bit of money buying through me directly. Plus, I just like to be in direct contact with anybody I'm doing work for versus somebody anonymously buying something off the website and then I have to try and dig through emails to try and find out who spent what and then talk to people. You know, it's just a hassle, guys. All right, guys, so just, you know, some food for thoughts out there. I know that I don't upload consistently enough that much anymore, so my videos maybe slowing down in circulation. But if you are seeing recent uploads for the K-Series, the VTEC killer stuff, and you don't have an engine at all and you're wanting to start from scratch, I can save you some hassle and time just by giving you a fresh head that's good to go. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Social media links will be in the description down below, and peace.